And welcome into the Backstage Pass here, final show of 2021. Happy New Year, and of course, Merry Christmas to everybody, I should say first, and then Happy New Year as we roll into 2022 here on the Backstage Pass. One final show to go, and then we're off for a couple of weeks for a little relaxation, rejuvenation. And I feel good with the Christmas trees and the stockings up and everything. That we're going to have a great 2022. Back here with Kirsty Krause, yours truly, Brandon Morrell here, as we're presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey, and of course, our good friends at MitchMacs.com and Hank Jr. Productions. I told you we had a special treat today. We're talking Christmas music, and two of the greatest in the industry to do it out there are the great married couple that married since 2013, and of course, the love, the songs, the life, and the way two people from different places really kind of blend together. As the great Rodney Atkins and Rose Falcon join us here on the show. Rod and Rose, how's it going?
Howdy.
Hi. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas to you as well. I just appreciate you guys spending a little time with us. So I guess let's start right here, because I love the song you guys put together. I love the harmonies. I love everything about it. It's out there across all the digital platforms. Rodney, a great way to come together as man and wife, especially this time of year with families spending a lot of time with each other. Mary Had a Little Lamb, which we're going to hear a little later in the broadcast. Tell me all about this project, and you guys forming the group Rod plus Rose.
Rod and Rose. Well, wow, where do I start with that? So as far as Mary Had a Little Lamb, it's an idea I had for a lot of years, and kind of never went anywhere with it. And so we had just finished our Rod and Rose project, complete EP for the label. We're on Curb Records.
Mm-hmm.
And so they asked if we could do a Christmas song or two. So we decided to record one just, standard song. And then, man, I had this idea, put it on Rose, and she laughed at me first and said, "There's already a little song called Mary Had a Little Lamb." And Brandon Hood, we also wrote it with Brandon. And once I told him my idea, she said, "Okay, I think we can do that." And
yeah, I thought it was amazing once he told me it was about the birth of Christ. Rodney has a way of twisting things like that in songwriting that is just so cool and unexpected. And he can often just tell me a title and I have no idea where he's going with it. And I've been a songwriter for ages. Usually, I can think of some weird twist or turn on something, but a lot of times the stuff that he comes up with is so unique that I can't see where it's going until he tells me.
She's being...
It's true.
She
it's
comes
like
up
a riddle.
She's Miss
Well,
Fun.
you're being humble yourself, Rose. I mean, you have had quite the career, not only cuts by Eric Pasley and Faith Hill and Lady A, and got signed for a record deal yourself in your teens.
Yeah.
Growing up in a family of rock and roll. Dad was played rock and roll, had cuts of his own.
Yeah.
What was that? Did you always knew that music was your calling?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of describe it like it's kind of like being a girl. It's just like how it's something that always was. It wasn't ever something I questioned or had to learn how to do. It just is the way it is, because my dad is a songwriter. And so I never really thought of doing anything besides that. And I'm really not good at anything else.
It was just her and her dad growing up.
I grew up with my dad. So.
Okay.
And so she got all his wonderful and bad habits.
Yeah. So it just became total second nature, mostly it first started as songwriting and then singing. And that was just like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. It's never a question.
Awesome.
Well, I love it. I love that you guys, just like I said, coming together, and this new EP is coming out toward the end of January 28th. Pre-order now. I believe it's available out there, and there's some great songs on there. And the first one that leads off, Rodney, is the Being Here, Being There. Tell me about this EP, the project, how excited you guys are to not just a Christmas song, but to put more music out to the fans that they can enjoy off this EP.
The Christmas stuff came after we recorded all the other stuff. So kind of what happened, we're trapped at home like everybody in the world in early 2020. And we were asked to be a part of an online event called Unite. and it was kind of a worldwide hug is what they called it. People from just kind of all walks of life took, I think it was 10 minutes. And if you're a magician, you do a magic trick. If you're a singer, you sing a song, comedian, you tell a joke. And it was kind of 10 minutes bouncing all around the world. There were people like, sorry, I knew I'd do that. There was people, I mean, like Oprah was involved in it. And I don't know.
Like,
huh?
I don't know. Like,
it was a lot of stuff. So they asked us to sing a song. We have 2 little boys at home. Mm-hmm. And Scout was the youngest, and he was crying like a crazy Tarzan in the room outside of where we were trying to record this thing. And man, it came time to do it. And she said, I got to get that boy. I got to get him. I'm going to get that baby. So she runs out, grabs Scout from the nanny. And
I don't really think we had a nanny at that time.
We didn't.
We wouldn't have had him in the video.
That's right.
Yeah, so Scout was crying, and I got Scout, and he ended up having to be a part of our video just because we had no choice. And so gave Scout a bottle, sang the song, and then that ended up kind of going viral on, I guess viral is the word for it, on Facebook.
I don't know what that means.
And so Mike Curb asked us to do a project, and we were like, this is amazing. Yeah, that would be so cool.
Tell you, Mike called and said, I think you should do a project together.
Yeah.
Not just sing some duets, but you guys as an artist really do a project.
Is that when you guys started just getting in the room and writing together, or did that happen before this idea popped in?
We were writing previously because we had written a couple of songs for Rodney's last record. Mm-hmm. It did take a long time, to get there. The process was not easy, and we probably half started 1,000 songs before we ever finished one.
When we first started writing songs together, it was like she's what I call like a blue collar songwriter. She gets up, puts her Uggs, not work boots.
Even though they're not in style anymore, I'm still hanging on to the Uggs.
Goes in, writes songs. Pretty much she was doing that every single day. And
you're the perfectionist, right?
I don't know if I'm a perfectionist. I'm just hard. I'm just tough. I've heard it all. I don't like cliches in songs. I think we should invent our own cliches. So we started trying to write, and man, what I finally learned is that I try to edit while I write, and she writes and then goes back and does the editing part. And once we figured that out, then we finally started finishing some songs. And some favorite songs that I've ever written, we wrote together. And so then we kind of started working on this project. The craziest thing about the project was they said, okay, we started on this day. I can't remember exactly when it was. And they said, okay, in 3 weeks, we're going to shoot the videos and do a photo shoot for this thing.
Yeah.
So we have to have songs done not just written, but songs done to a place where you can do the singing on the video. Man, I took 6 or 7 years to make my last album. So
it was good.
I don't know
though.
how it happened.
I think it worked in our favor, to have that deadline and not be able to just spend, so much time on one song, or, we definitely poured our hearts into it, worked really hard, and, we were there. Rodney's really involved in his record making process, and I've kind of become the same way. I used to be kind of hands off, he calls it seeing how the sausage is made. He's like, you don't want to know how sausage is made. You just want to eat it and not think about it.
It's good when it's done. You don't remember everything that you went through, though.
Yeah, but he is there seeing how the sausage is made. He cuts his vocals at home and just does so much more than any artist I've ever seen. And so I've kind of started doing the same thing, and the record was definitely a labor of love.
Awesome. There's nothing like a deadline.
Oh, so you asked me about being here, being there. That song, I went in that day, and I mean, every day was like Groundhog Day at that time, and the world seemed like it was going crazy just over everything. And I walked in and said, man, if today was a fish, I'd throw it back. And they all kind of laughed. And then I think somewhere in their row said the thing about, you can bet your ass I got your back. And I said, man, that's what this album needs to be, about those things, about real love, not having blue skies every day and you're not having to pay bills, but just a real relationship. And that's pretty much what the songs, they're all different, but that's what the whole project is about.
I love that theme creeped in there because that is so true. I mean, you guys had a deadline and you had to not only work together as a couple, but now as this new duo, Rod and Rose, and figure this out and get these songs done, which is true to both of you with this deadline. So very similar to the Beatles documentary.
Right?
That we're probably all watching right now. We're taking a break because we're watching the Backstage Pass. But I definitely can picture both of you in the writing room together. And like you said, once you figure out your roles, then you can smooth sailing from there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I've told myself from my career, refuse to settle for anything just to say I have something. Mm-hmm. It's like, you don't just need another song. You need a great song. And if that's not what you're about, it starts with an idea. You got to have a great idea and then just keep chipping away. And I'm not the smartest Lord knows, I don't even think I'm a good singer. I definitely fell short in the looks department, but I feel like if I can just work hard enough and not quit, then something good will come out. If I keep working, I think God will bless you that way.
Absolutely.
I agree with that too as well. Before we hear the performance, I want to talk about durability too, Rodney, because you've been doing this a long time, and we talked to so many new artists here on the program, and I mean your accolades career-wise speak for themselves. So 6 #1 singles and 3 platinum, 3 gold, 3 certified albums to date. Just talk about the longevity and what it takes. I love your sentence there. Not just an idea, a great idea that you can take and run with. What was it about those songs? Because I remember playing them 8, 9, 10 times on the radio. Watching you, and of course everything that you did, Take a Back Road, If You're Going Through Hell, not just songs but great songs to play on the radio. What was it about that 90s country sound that still people today recognize and play your music?
That's in the 90s. That's when I started trying to play live and really started trying to write songs, and that's really what I wanted to do, is just write songs. I try to, if there's a common theme in my tunes, a lot of times it's about going through a tough time, not giving up, and eventually it works out. It's about being human and making mistakes. If you're going through hell, that's what that is. I mean, Take a Back Road. It's about being in a traffic jam. You don't quit, you get on a back road. Farmer's Daughter, you got this job that you don't like, but you keep working and you get the girl. I mean, watching you is about cussing and praying. It's about being human and making mistakes in front of your kid, letting them see how you recover from those mistakes. But I really just started wanting to write songs. Mm-hmm. And I'm in awe of people, like watching her work, chasing ideas, coming up with ideas. And it's like when we met, I was just going, wow, she works her tail off. And then I, started learning about how she found out how she sang and about her past and all the things that she'd done. And I mean, I honestly wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. She's one of the single most talented people I've ever met.
This isn't about me.
And so for us to get to work on these tunes together has just been a blast.
Thanks, babe.
Love it.
So we've touched on, you guys doing songwriting together. Let's also talk, and each of your careers separately, but now Rod and Rose coming together. What is it like performing together on stage? Because you have chemistry in the writing room, but what does it feel like to be able to share that with your significant other and have that chemistry?
I think for me, it's amazing for me because I'm probably pretty introverted for an artist, for a performer. So I love having Rodney, to lean on, and carry me when I kind of like some of our songs, like how we say, you know, you can count on me being here, being there for you. It's like if one kind of isn't doing so great, the other one kind of lifts them up. And then when it all comes together at one time, it's just kind of magic, you know? And we like each other a lot. I mean, we hang out like, I know it's like, it's not always assumed for a married couple, you know? We like work together, we play together, we go on the road together. So anything we can just do, two of us, we're having a good time.
We kind of don't mind being in small places together, like hotel rooms and on buses. And, yeah, that's true.
Okay, our hearts
We're
are
both
bursting over
weirdos.
here.
Do what?
Our hearts are bursting over here, guys.
Aw. It's true. It's true.
Well, I tell you, let's hear that beautiful song out there. Get people in the holiday mood. Of course, it's Mary Had a Little Lamb. It's Rod and Rose. It's Rodney Atkins. We're the great Rose Falcon here on the Backstage Pass, and time for a little music. So it's all yours.
We're gonna get super close here.
Yeah.
We're like smushed in together. I do want to say about this song that, you know, we recently performed it on Fox and Friends, and then after that, it went to number one on the holiday chart.
That was crazy.
And then
But
it
Ryle
just
was
kind of
second.
went crazy. And it is absolutely just because of
fans.
people listening. It's so incredible. And I just want to say thank you, because my mind is blown on that. I mean, I knew the song was special. I just didn't know if it was going to get a chance. And literally the fans have just embraced it and taken it on as their song.
It's
you know?
all because of country music. Well, even beyond country music, this was on the pop, all genres. And it's because of those people.
Hold on one second, because
Yeah,
there's
what
an
is that?
alarm going
What is
off,
that?
and I don't want it to be going off over. All right, I think it stopped.
All right, let's hear it.
Here we go.
Let's give it a shot. I don't know if I'm in tune or not. Don't judge me. Ready? See,
Are we in different keys now? Hold on.
are we?
Yeah, I'm on capo 6. Am I supposed to be on 4?
No, wait a minute. You were on 5.
No, I can't count, but I can write a song.
Oh,
That's 6.
are you standard or are you still down?
I'm in standard, but I don't have to play. I'll just sing.
Well, let's find it. Let's figure it out.
I tuned the guitars before we did this, so you can blame me. But I don't want to play it in the wrong key.
It's going to be high.
Oh, then move it to 4.
Down 1.
You just do it where you know it goes. Here we go.
You're right. It's up 1 more.
I'm always right, y'all.
This
That's
is how
one
we
thing
do.
you can learn from this.
She is right 99% of the time.
So here? No, I'm on 6.
Yeah.
This is like the odd. Cool.
All right. Ready? There was no room, only a manger, nothing but hay for a bed. It's where she laid down his head. No sleigh bells ringing, no decorations, just a mother and child, so tender and mild. That holy night in Bethlehem, all the angels sang. Mary had a little lamb, and Jesus was his name. That newborn baby, our precious Savior, would someday wear a crown of thorns. We're redeemed 'cause he was born that holy night in Bethlehem. All the angels sang. Jesus was his name. Jesus, Jesus. That holy night in Bethlehem, all the angels sang. Mary had a little lamb, and Jesus was his name. That holy night in Bethlehem, great I am. All the angels from the land of Abraham. Mary had a little lamb, and Jesus was his name. Jesus was his name. Something like that.
It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-hosts Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass.
We can't hear
Your mic, Kirsty. Your mic.
you.
I always do that. It's like the second time. And that was a word from our sponsors here, Bangtail Whiskey. Shout out to them. We also have MitchMacs, a brand new merchandise sponsor. You guys should go check out all of their goodies for the Backstage Pass merchandise. And also Hank Jr. Productions. That was Rod and Rose singing their latest single that came out on November 12th, Mary Had a Little Lamb. An original, beautiful, beautiful. You guys said you wrote that as a threesome. And how did you guys know, or when did you know that you were going to be releasing Christmas music? When were you writing this song? Was it in July?
Yeah.
Was it in a warmer time?
August, maybe?
Yeah,
No, wait a minute.
somewhere warm, sometime warmer for sure, but it wasn't that long ago.
We were supposed to start then, but I feel like it was like October.
Yeah,
Those are deadlines.
it's all blending together now, but it was all very fast. Yeah.
Hearing
It all
your
happened
voices
really quickly.
together and the unique parts of your voice and how they blend together so well and beautifully in this song is just
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
and hearing it live too, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Rose, tell me a little bit about another career highlight I want to get into, too, because I've been listening to your music for a lot of years, too. The CMT Next Women of Country, that inaugural, being a part of that class, that group. And then, of course, you've done
Yeah, you're right.
songs, you know, with film and television. Dawson's Creek, used to be a huge fan of
Yeah.
that show, still am, in fact. And also, you know, Inspector Gadget and ad campaigns. A lot of work goes into that, too. Tell me about those two endeavors. First, I guess we'll talk about the Next Women of Country.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, of course, you're right. I kind of forgot that was the first ever Next Women of Country class, and that was super cool. I think, you know, as we all do, that we need more women in country music. So I just love Leslie Fram, who kind of arranges that, and I guess probably is in charge of picking out who is part of it. And I was honored to be a part of it, and hope to, you know, now that we're doing some more. I took a little bit of a break from recording music myself, even though I was writing, because I had some babies that are just the loves of my life. But now that we're back at it, I hope we can, you know, be a part of that more. I don't know if Rodney counts as the next woman of country, but heck.
Don't be
And
the
then
first time up.
you had asked about film and television. That was such a blessing, that I was able to have all those placements with Verizon Wireless and Build-A-Bear Workshop and all those things, just because when I was just writing songs, the income from that allowed me to focus on my songwriting and not get another job, because I was working at O'Charlie's when I was signed to Columbia Records, and that wasn't that much fun.
Hey, that's a good place though for food.
Heck yeah.
You mentioned, it was a perfect segue to our next question. We're going to ask you guys about your beautiful family and your 2 boys, and just what are their personalities like? Are they 2 very different humans? What kind of has?
Go ahead.
You guys are like,
You go, Mom.
Do y'all have any children? Do you guys have any children? It's hard to just.
I do.
You do?
I have one daughter.
How
She's
many?
about to be just one, but she's about to be 2 in April. So we're getting the terrible 2s a little bit
Cool.
early now. So
She's growing
Yeah.
up so fast.
she's growing up.
It's so interesting when you have 2, how different you realize that you never, you think you're going to have one and it's going to be like a clone of the other one, and they're so different. It is wild.
Really?
That I gotta say that the thing for me is because Rose, as we said earlier, she grew up without having a mom, and I know she, struggled her whole life, wanting to get that advice and nurturing from a mom, from a mother. Like she says, how do you fold fitted sheets and things like that? She didn't have anybody to tell her that. But for me, it is the most amazing experience of my life, watching her learn about motherhood by doing it for the first time for all these things.
They're doing it again.
And they just seeing them fall in love it's magical. I've never seen anything like it, and it is bigger than anything I've ever seen. And I know she's going, I'm not being a good mom or something. And she's, oh my gosh, everything she does is like Elf on the Shelf, man. She has him zip lining across the house. And
But they still love Rodney the most, no matter how I try.
Is that a saying? They're daddy's boys. Is that?
They are daddy's boys, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You've heard mama's girls, but not really
Right.
daddy's boys. Yeah, well, they are.
Aw.
I don't know about that. They're special little dudes, man. We're just
Are you getting them into a little hunting and fishing, Rodney, when you have time?
very little, like I said, they're 2 and 4, and Rodney
Okay.
just now turned 4. But
Okay.
yeah, we got to go fishing this summer, and they both caught a fish at the same time. It was crazy. And started planting that seed about going hunting. We're out putting rabbit traps outside and doing silly stuff like that. Definitely want them to
Not
be
like
comfortable
actual
outside.
rabbit traps, like just putting a carrot outside to see if the rabbit like bites it or whatever. So I think they're like just skimming the surface, of starting
Gotta
to
get
think
them
about it.
outside.
You gotta start them somewhere.
Rabbit traps.
Before we start gutting them rabbits and having
No.
rabbit stew.
Rabbits. Well, I've had
No,
rabbit.
thank you.
And that's good. I grew up in the country, Rodney. So it squirrel and rabbit. Actually, 2 of my favorites. They're good.
I told her I ate squirrel gravy when I was a kid. And
Yeah.
she's like,
No, sir.
I put mine in
He
squirrel
calls
dumplings.
bagels.
what?
He calls bagels what? Hard donuts. That's where we differ. I won't eat squirrels and he won't eat bagels.
There you go.
Them hard donuts.
Let me ask you about this one again. The new EP comes out January 28th. Rod Rose out there too. Be on the lookout for that as well. And of course, Mary Had a Little Lamb is out there across all the digital platforms. I love the song that y'all had, Rose. Put Me Back Together, which is on the EP coming out. Tell me about that one.
Go for it, Mama. This
That
is all her.
is a song that we did not write, but that I wish that I did write. As a songwriter, they always ask you that, like, what song do you wish you'd written? This is one of them. And fortunately, like, we have the platform, to get to sing those songs that we wish we wrote. So that's just incredible. It's a song that I heard Caitlin Smith sing first, and I sent it to Rodney saying, I think you should like cut this song. I think it would be super cool. And he liked it, but he was kind of like, he just kind of ignored me. And
well, no,
so,
it's just, you run it up the flagpole with the people that you work with to see what kind of bounce you get from, your co-producers, managers, folks at the labels. And I sent it to them and got no bounce back.
and I mean, in their defense, it has a couple of like F-bombs in it that we ended up cleaning up. So it may have been hard for them to hear past that part of it. So we kind of cleaned it up for the kids and recorded it. It came back around when we were choosing songs for our project. And I just, once we started singing it as a duet, it just seemed like it was meant to be,
For sure.
It is a beautiful song. When I started
Thank
listening
you.
to your rendition is beautiful. That definitely was a song that was on repeat in my household when
Aw, thank
Smith
you so
sung
much.
it, and your guys' version as well.
That's so cool.
All right. I'm going to laugh at this one too, Rodney, because now being a first-time parent, daughters quickly become a daddy's girl. So I got to ask you about this. It's just one of the questions I have thought years and years about asking if we had a chance to have you on the show. Should I be – she's very photogenic at a young age right now. Should I be cleaning my gun by the time she's 14 or 15?
I would say so, yeah. But yeah, as far as that goes, that's about the boys coming around. For sure. And they just, I think that all teenage boys should have to face somebody like that, setting the tone for this little angel.
Mm-hmm.
Because girls, they don't cause any problems. It's all the boys.
My dad would disagree.
I know, I'm joking.
I know I love the song out there. Again, that song was just one that everybody in country music loved it, man. Good stuff out there. Hey, tell me about this because I love this. Did not know this about you, but the Billionaires Club at Pandora was recently celebrated in Nashville, having just a great celebration there. Tell me about that and get involved with just a great organization there as it is, and it being celebrated in Nashville.
Yeah, man, Pandora rocks.
Yeah, Pandora rocks, yes.
When you find out, 1 billion streams, I can't even get my head around that. But again, that folks want to listen to your music and that, it's being heard all those times, even when you're, doing other things. Thank God for all those, back when this whole digital world started happening and everybody was like, no, we shouldn't have, everybody's going to illegally download songs and stuff. Thank God for the digital world because it's a way people can get to music, and for Pandora to be as good to me as they have been, man. Well, I can't imagine where I'd be without them pushing all those spins or the plays and the streams and the playlists that they put you on. It all matters so much.
Now, I mean, also, you guys have been releasing music up a storm. With that being said, will you be willing to play another song for us? Maybe Dealer's Choice?
Do you want to play Caught Up in the Country or something? Or Back Road?
Whatever you think. I got to tune this thing.
Yeah, our guitar, he let me tune the guitars before we started, so that guitar is severely out of tune.
This is standard.
There's a tune. There was a tuner right on the end of it. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, we can play that. Here's the tuner. Do you mind giving us a second for him to tune this? Or you can play this.
How about we take a little break, Rose, for our sponsors?
Sure.
And we'll come right back. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right, let's take a break.
Yeah, absolutely.
With,
Absolutely.
Rodney Atkins, Rose Falcon, Rod Rose here on the show. We'll take a break for Bangtail Whiskey and MitchMacs.com. We'll be back as we tune up the guitar and get ready for another performance. Stay tuned.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show again, it's Rodney Atkins, Rose Falcon here again, Kirsty Krause, Brandon Morrill. Thanks to all the work the sponsors do out there. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys, and it's all yours.
Sweet. This is the song that,
preview.
yeah, I'm trying to tune and remember this. We hadn't played in a while. This is the tune that we was a duet on the Caught Up in the Country record. And it wasn't a duet when it started out either, but that we played for that Unite event that kind of spurred us getting to do this project.
It's called Figure Out You, and it's also on the new EP. We released a wedding version because people kept saying, we want this to be our wedding song. Can you do a version with strings? And that was so special to us that people were using our song on like the most important day of their lives. And so we did this for them.
Yep. There's a smoke ring halo over your head.
Will you stop on green and go on red?
You say the dirtiest things in the prettiest draw.
You ain't scared to jump, but you're afraid to fall.
You keep me beautifully confused. First kiss I stole, I knew. I wanna spend the rest of my life trying to figure out you. I can't make you love me if you don't. Leave this long-haired country boy alone. In the mirror while you're putting on your makeup, I'm thinking fastball, you throw me a change-up. You're my favorite wonder of this world. Got a million crazy questions, girls. Only one I know the answer to. I wanna spend the rest of my life trying to figure out you. You push me away and say, where you been? You never wanna see me till you see me again. You're my cloud nine high and my all-time low. It's a pricey deal, but I'm still sold. You keep me beautifully confused. First kiss I stole, I knew. Gonna spend the rest of my life trying to figure out you. Where I can't make you love me if you don't. Leave this long-haired country boy alone. In the mirror while you're putting on your makeup, I'm thinking fastball, you throw me a change-up. You're my favorite wonder of this world. Got a million crazy questions, girl. Only one I know the answer to. I wanna spend the rest of my life trying to figure out you. The rest of my life trying to figure out you. Something like that. We haven't played that in a while.
Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle. And the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Well, that was just beautiful. We have Rod and Rose here singing their upcoming single that is not released yet, but it will be out on. It's like an alarm.
Is that ours?
Okay. We have that was just simply beautiful. We have Rod and Rose here singing their latest single that is not out yet, but it will be coming out on the EP that will be out everywhere on January 28th. Mark that on your calendar because you'll get to hear that, figure out the wedding version with the strings. I can hear it all in my head. Talk to us about writing that song and just knowing that that was for sure going to be on the EP.
So that tune we didn't write. That was Casey Beathard,
Andrew Dorff.
And
Is it like Marv Green?
Marv Green, yes. Yeah, man. They wrote that tune and Casey sent it to me. Casey Beathard. And I fell in love with it the first time I heard it. And we both can remember she had picked me up from the airport and we're driving down Nolensville Road. And I said, "Can I play you a song?" She said, "Sure." So I played it for her and she said, "I think I love that." And I said, "Me too, but I think it's a duet." She's like, "Really? That would be cool." Because we were just kind of toying with the idea of doing some duets on my next record. And man, that song is, it's easier to say when you don't write a song. Just every line is just classic country. I'm so fortunate that those dudes let me cut it, and man, Rose singing on it just took it to a new place.
It definitely, the lyrics and everything feels like it was written for you guys, and you guys were supposed to be the ones to cut it. So it's a beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful
Thank
song.
you.
Yeah, beautiful song too. Well, I'd say as we close the show here, Rodney and Rose, we love to do this thing called Rapid Fire, a series of funny questions we like to ask to kind of get to know you more on a personal basis. The good news is no right or wrong answers, and they're not related to the SAT. So that's a good thing. Let me start here, Rose. Holiday traditions in your household.
Oh my goodness.
What are some of them?
Well, now that we have kids, it's my dad dressing up as Santa Claus. Well, don't say him dressing up as Santa Claus. But the kids didn't care last year. They just cared that he was eating their cookies. So we'll see if maybe this year, as they get a little older and older, it becomes more fun because they get it, a little bit more.
Yeah, it's cool. We're getting to kind of establish all those traditions right now with them. Elf on the Shelf seems like he's going to be around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
With the zip line.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. He was Spider-Man had captured him the other morning when I got up.
Sorry, was there more to that?
No.
I was going to say one thing Rodney and I argued about when we first started dating, or maybe we had first gotten married, was that I like to decorate the entire tree before you light it and then do a lighting ceremony and play music and stuff.
I didn't know that.
And one year he plugged in the lights and turned them on mid decorating, and I cried.
Because I had to see
if he ruined it for me.
I had to see if they were equal,
So maybe then you were like, okay, that's not the tradition we're doing.
Yeah, that's not going to happen again.
No, I know.
For my rapid fire question, I was going to ask you guys, what did it feel like when you went down and took pictures and you saw yourselves up on the billboard as Rod and Rose?
That was super cool, man.
It was. The coolest part was that Ryder went with us, and he was just excited. I mean, I know I made a funny reel about it on Instagram if anybody wants to see it, saying Ryder was not impressed with it, but he actually was. He wanted to stand out there and wait, for it to come up, and
yeah, he was sweet.
He was really sweet.
For sure. It was cool, I mean, it's still hard for us to really believe because it was really a dream. I don't know if you've been in this business for a long time, but we really wanted to do something special together. And to see these things coming together it's pretty magical. I'm so grateful.
Me too.
Love that story. Well, I tell you, that new EP is going to come out January the 28th, Rod and Rose. It's going to be a beautiful EP, as we've talked about a lot of the songs on there. Put Me Back Together, Being Here, Being There, Fine by Me Anyway, and of course, Figure Out You, the wedding version there they just played for us too. I want to say just thanks to you guys for being on the show here with us on the Backstage Pass. Congratulations on a great career for both of you. Blessed 2022 coming up next year. Merry Christmas to you and the family. And Rodney Atkins, Rose Falcon, thanks so much for being with us here on the show. We appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
Thank y'all so much, man. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
You got it, no doubt. And of course, last show of 2021. We'll see you guys in 2022 here on the Backstage Pass. And thanks to all the sponsors. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2022. Until then, take care.